Perfect. I don't know why I haven't thought of this before. Okay, so I can improve my farmland a little bit by tearing down all these spruce trees, and I'll set a nice organized space for them later, because I won't deal with any of this natural growth nonsense. Of course, I could run around with shears and gather the gather the tree leaves and use them as biomass, which certainly didn't hurt before. Okay, anyway. Okay, it's slow going, but it feels effective. Oh, there's that ladder. Sneaky. I regret nothing. There we go. Have I even found any lapis? Oh, I have. Okay, well, that's good at least. So we're not going to get full efficiency, but at least I'll be able to turn some of the stuff I found into charcoal. Okay. God, I need a real desk so I can stretch my legs out underneath. Yeah, we'll have a couple stacks of charcoal, which will be good for lighting. And, smelting things, I guess, but, okay. Seems I'm still kind of suffering from these hives a little bit. Seriously, my parents even assured me, "Oh yeah, you're not allergic to penicillin. You'll be fine." Well, I showed them. Boy. I mean, in the scheme of things, it's a relatively minor medical thing to deal with. I mean, my throat didn't close up or send me into anaphylactic shock. So, I mean, there's obviously worse things that can happen. It's still just like, seriously, I thought this would not be a problem. Especially after 9 days. I mean, seriously. How do you freak out in 9 days? Okay. There was a mod where you could basically use a bunch of sticks and maybe a couple regular pieces of wood to make scaffolding. which is really cool because you could move through it kind of like you did water. Um, but you could build it higher just by adding more scaffolding from the ground level. So it was really convenient. Um, and then just destroying the bottom scaffold block would destroy the whole thing. So if you're working on a structure, it was a very quick way to get to any high parts um, without building a bunch of stuff that you're like, oh, this is going to be a pain to destroy later. And I couldn't tell you what mod it was because at the time there was this tendency to bundle a bunch of mods together into packs, and I remember it was with all the high-tech stuff. So I don't know exactly which one added those, but it was so convenient. Okay, I should just Zippo raid that. Because that's a friggin' mess. Okay. Okay, I've got half a stack of spruce already. Interesting. Okay, tree neighbor. I've got a solution for this. So, you know, for use of you know, for trying to turn the land into farmland and as a base for construction, I have a tendency to make things flat. Ow. I have a tendency to make things flat, and I just remember there's this old game called Populous. It was back before Peter Molyneux was a less than favored name in videos games. But pretty much the only strategy I ever figured out for that game was make the ground flat and high, and then once your mana got high enough, start flooding the bad guys off the screen, and then, you know, create a night and let them clean up whatever's left. It was like a very early, it was a proto real-time strategy game, because it did play out in real time, but you didn't have direct control over the units. You know, you couldn't exactly say, hey, you guys should build a thing here, or this guy should go kick the crap out of that guy. It was just, it was kind of its own weird thing, and I think it inspired the genre. But yeah, I just remember the key strategy in that seems to be something I've carried forward into this game, and that is make all the things flat, because I want better farmland. So of course, basically in Populous, the more guys you had, you know, from making buildings for them to live in, the higher your mana got, and that gave you access to different powers. And some maps would restrict which powers you could use. So in a lot of maps, flooding was not an option. So, I mean, those were impossible, clearly. But for combat, like, your guys would fight, but if you made a special unit called a knight, they would absolutely tear the crap out of everything, basically until they ran into an opposing knight that had fought fewer battles, so it had more hit points. It was a strange game, and I remember there was a port for the Super Nintendo, which apparently is not well regarded, but it's the only one I played. And it had a lot of neat extra features, like different tile sets for the land and so forth, but the controls were awkward. Because, I mean, this is a game that you play with a keyboard and mouse, and you're reducing it to a directional pad and 6 buttons. So it was a little bit handicapped in that regard, but I didn't know any better. I thought it was fine for what it was. Um, but yeah, I just notice I'm keeping that tendency. It's like I need to make the things flat so I can build stuff on them. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll build a replica of a big castle from Populous in Minecraft. It'll only be interesting to me, but that's pretty much how most of my stuff works out. It's like, well, that seems like a fun idea for me, and if anyone else is amused by it, that's nice. Good for them. I should just soak myself in calamine. Okay, I got a stack and a half of spruce. We still have a lot of ground to clear. Let's see. Our farm's still producing stuff, which is good. That certainly is better than not. Ow. Okay, I don't think this one's so tall that I won't be able to tear it down. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, good. Okay, guess I'm gonna go ahead and sleep. Just short of 2 stacks of spruce, and I've got a lot of charcoal now. So we're not doing too bad. I'm going to see if I can kind of reshape the... Why do I keep doing that? I'm going to see if I can reshape some of the terrain to flatten it out for farming purposes. And I should do more with the mine, but I haven't had cause to make a lot of interesting rooms yet. Oh yeah, look at that. We've got plenty of charcoal now. That'll be good for mining. I don't think I'm going to do more of that today, but... See, and then there's this thing. It's like, how do I make these? This doesn't even have instructions for making a furnace. Oh. Maybe I should just look online. Let's find out. Minecraft Blast Furnace. Okay, so I see the configuration, and I think it just does things faster. Okay, so it looks like I need to take some iron, some stone, and a regular furnace. Well, I know I have some smelted stone back in the storage unit. Well, now I'm just confused. Oh, that's stone, not smooth stone. Okay, let's see if I can make smooth stone by smelting regular stone. Is that how that works now? This seems not discoverable. Maybe that's just me. Okay, so it is smelting a thing. I'll be damned. Oh, look at that, I bet. Okay, I bet now I can make the thing. Oops. So, furnace there. Smooth sounds kind of nice looking, too. I mean, I think that was a... Okay, so now I have blast furnaces. These clearly belong in this mess, but I think I have to rebuild the whole thing to do it. So that's not really the best. Okay, well, we learned something new today. But I'm definitely going to rebuild that thing with blast furnace, because that seems like the sensible thing to do. It's going to be about that time. Been at it almost 2 hours. And I kind of want to bake cookies today because it's been a while. I mean, the peanut butter in the fridge isn't going to eat itself. Okay, so... yeah, I'm thinking I could start smoothing some of this out. I mean, some of this still needs to get cut down, which isn't a huge problem. But, I mean, it's a goal. And I guess I could keep the natural terrain and work out some irrigation, but I really just want a big, flat, smooth farm. So, let's harvest some carrots. We'll replant what I can, and then everything else is just going to go to a villager. because I want to see if I can start leveling them up and getting more interesting stuff. I mean, it's a nice resource to have right next to you, so I should probably utilize it as much as possible. You know, if I lowered everything on the island down to sea level, I could have the irrigation handled by, you know, water coming in, which would be kind of cool. Oops. Although I would have to keep the water warm due to the climate. I know. I'm just having all kinds of silly thoughts. I mean, I haven't thought of an actual interesting structure to build at this time. You know, I'm just like developing my underground base and my farm a bit. Anyway, let's find a villager and shove some carrots at him until he levels up. Yeah, same to you, buddy. Hi, villager. You're the wheat guy. I don't want to talk to the wheat guy. I want to talk to the carrot guy. So he's going to level up. So 6 pumpkins for emeralds. That's excellent. I could become a pumpkin farmer for that. In fact, I happen to know there's a pumpkin patch way over here. God, this game is just complete ADHD bait. You just keep getting these little mental side quests, and you're like, yeah, I'll go do this other thing. It's like, yeah, I'll go harvest pumpkins. And I'll make a pumpkin farm just because I want to get some emeralds so I can level up the guys. And then I can do the thing. And I'm still sitting here going, how am I going to make an enchanting table without any cows? Yeah, I don't want to shove any pumpkins at him right now, not till I can mass produce them. And I think I can get 4... Yeah, 4 per, so I can make 80... Stupid. Okay, so I can make 80 pumpkin plants. That's a terrible idea, and I'm definitely going to do it. Oops. Whee! Bonk. Okay. Oh, jeez. Oh, I used up all of my... Okay, so that's where I'm going to call it for today. I'm going to come back either tonight, not likely, but maybe. And then I'm going to be back tomorrow, probably for more Battletech, unless something else catches my eye. So thanks for watching. I will see you next time. You can catch me on Twitter at Spook Plays Games, here on Twitch, Spook Plays Games, and then my my backlog kind of goes up on YouTube at Spook327. Thanks for watching, and I will see